And what we'd been talking about as a throuple is like, if this magical unicorn human person, female, because we wanted it to be female, comes into our life, we're not going to say no. We're going to just see what happens. And so the way that the stars somehow aligned that it, like we called in a female, she was a hell yes to the more the merrier. She's looking for something like what we can give her. It was frankly fucking amazing. Hey, I'm Jen, host of the Open Bedroom Podcast, where you'll find topics of sex, dating, relationships, non-monogamy, and more. I'm glad you're here. Let's dive in. Hey guys, welcome to the Open Bedroom Podcast. This is Jen, your host. And I'm just going to dive into today's episode that's talking about we are now a quad. So I wanted to give you guys the news as soon as it was like officially official, but we went from a throuple to a quad. I know, 4 people in a relationship, it's a lot. Let me kind of explain maybe how we got here. So, like I said, I'm Jen. I am life partnered to Scott, and we have been dating a woman named Jess, who's been on the podcast multiple times. If you flick back just a couple episodes, you'll see what it's like to be in a long-term throuple. Jess comes on, and her and Scott canoodle on a couch while I interview and talk with them via Zoom, which is really cute. And so one thing that we did just a few weeks ago was we closed our throuple officially, but we left it semi-open. So we were calling ourselves a semi-closed throuple. That's a lot of words. What does that actually mean? Well, it means that the 3 of us are in relationship together. Obviously, we have our own one-on-one relationships with each other, but we are in a larger relationship with 3 people where we're all dating each other. We closed slash semi-closed it because we were like, we are committed to each other. We have spent an entire year being in relationship. We're talking about a future. We're talking about Jess moving down here within the near future with her son and being a part of our daily lives. Whether that looks like we're living in 2 separate places and we're intertwining our lives, or at some point all living together. Scott and I still have kids at home. They do know about our polyamorous relationships now, but this is also very recent. I finally told them. And so we don't want to push our polyamorous lifestyle on the kids. They are in their mid to late teens, and so they are realizing that they are individuals themselves, that they get to choose their own relationship structures. The older one is dating and has been for a little bit. And I made sure before I told them that they felt the disconnect between their parents and their parents' lives and their life as an individualistic person. And until the kids were able to separate that my life and their life are not the same, that we are on very different paths, I knew they weren't going to be ready for this conversation. So anyway, long story short, the kids now know. They have not even met Jess. Again, we've been together for a year. So the weekends or the nights that we don't have the kids, we just coordinate that time with Jess. And so we've almost been living like a split life. We are in a throuple that's really committed to each other. We've spent tons and tons and tons of time with Jess, and we're parents with kids that are that too, you know? So how did this quad situation happen? We decided to be more committed to each other and to close slash semi-close the throuple. And we left it a little bit of window open in case a woman came into our lives that somehow liked all 3 of us, that might want to get freaky with all 3 of us. So I think like our intention was that this was just going to be a sex thing. And like, hooray, if it was, a sex thing that happened a few times. Great, or, repetitively in some sort of consistent way. What it turned out to be was more than that. So let me just like tell you the story of how this happened. So I'm on vacation with the kids. Grandma's with me. Hang on one sec. She's actually here right now. So I'm like, come on in. So I'm on vacation with grandma and the kids, and I get this text from Scott. I think this was like the second day I was there. And he was like, so I've been having this amazing conversation and connection with this woman. I really, really like her. She knows that I'm with you, and I brought up that I'm also in a relationship with another woman, and we're actually in a throuple. And she ends up going like, the more the merrier. I'm so excited to learn about this. He was like, so what do you think? Like, I think this is a hell yes. And what we've been talking about as a throuple is like, if this magical unicorn human person, female, because we wanted it to be female, comes into our life, we're not going to say no. We're going to just see what happens. And so the way that the stars somehow aligned that it, like we called in a female, she was a hell yes to the more the merrier. Um, she's looking for something like what we can give her. It was frankly fucking amazing. So he Scott talks to me, Scott talks to Jess. He's like, here's the scoop, here's her profile, here's what she looks like, here's what we've been talking about. What do you guys think? Like, do you want to have dinner with her this week? Because I was coming back later in the week. And um we're both like, Jess and I are both like, hell yeah, she's fucking adorable. And he was like, well, let's start a chat with her and let's start having a conversation. And so all three of us, the whole time I'm on vacation, are like, have this group chat that Scott's created for us, and we're getting to know her. And each one of us is starting to kind of like branch off and have our own one-on-one conversations with her and getting to know her in different ways. And like, long story short, within the week, I came back the very next night. We all had dinner. The night before I got home, Scott and her actually had some time to really get to know each other together. Um, and the only rule that Justin and I had were like, you can't get naked. Like, you can do whatever else you want. You can even make out with her, but like, no naked until we're together. And he abided by that, even though I think the intensity was really, really strong. So there was great physical communication. Once she met him, she was totally down to meet Jess and I. And then we had our first dinner. Scott, Jess, and I hadn't seen each other in at least a week or two. And so we were like, let's go ahead and just get a hotel room and and let's just at least the three of us have sex that night. And then if things go really well and she wants to come too, great. So that happened. And then from there, we've just been like having one-on-one dyad dates one at a time with her and getting to know each other deeper and deeper and deeper. And we've spun off an extra group now in our Telegram that's like just the girls, where we can talk about like cute, sexy outfits. And we've arranged this weekend to have a fun quad night together that our new girlfriend requested. And we're all gonna like dress sexy and cute and go tour an art gallery, museum, excuse me. So that will be fun. So I'm sure as things go along, I'm going to have so much more information to tell you, like, what do you do with this many people? I do have some other topics that I want to talk about. So this is going to be a bit of a short episode because really there's a lot more meat to get into. So here are things that have been popping up that I'm dying to make little mini episodes for you guys on that I think will be really helpful since I'm in it right now. So today is our throuple became a quad. That's the topic of this episode. The next is going to be new relationship energy in an open relationship. So not just new relationship energy and you're on a new date with somebody that you met off Tinder, but what does new relationship energy feel like with four humans? Because it's fucking intense. Which also leads to another episode I'm going to make for you guys, which is how to dissolve the jealousy of a new partner entering your open relationship, because of course that is going on. How to feel joy for your partner's new relationship. That's sometimes tough when we're talking about compersion. Uh, and then I have some random ones. I want to talk to you guys about breaking up, especially in an open relationship, and how to get back together, and sometimes what causes that rupture and how it can actually be really healing on the other side of it. I am learning that dominatrix energy makes me so turned on. And so I've really been having this up leveling in my sex life that I can't wait to share with you guys. And the week I'm recording this is the week following what just happened. So episode 180, I believe it's 189, maybe it's 190. I think it's 190. Whatever the previous episode is, go listen to it. It's Are You Still Fucking Like a 16-year-old? And I'm realizing as I'm having these conversations with experts that a lot of us are walking around still having sex like we were when we were 16. Still masturbating like we were 16. And it's time to fucking level up our sex lives. And so the last one I have is, are you leveling up your sex game? And what I'm finding with 3 different partners in an ongoing relationship with lots of sex in it is every person has different sexual desires, has different sexual needs, has kinks that are coming through. And like in real time, I am learning how to help satisfy other people. And how to get out of my own comfort zone to fulfill their desires. So I know this podcast, if you guys have been with me for a long time, there have been ebbs and flows. Like there have been like months at a time that there's so much interesting, juicy information because my own personal life is so exciting and juicy. And then there's been other months where it's like, it's really kind of boring over here. Our throuple's been boring and we've been settling in and just like doing life. And so sometimes then I'll have other people come on the podcast to educate us about new things. Well, we're back in that really fun, juicy time where I'm learning so much. I want to pass this information on to you guys. I have not seen any other content out there on thruples becoming quads and like multiple people in polycules. And how the fuck do you navigate all of this? I'm just a normal person. I'm a mom to humans. I'm a dog mom. I'm a plant mom. Like, I'm Scott's partner. I have a really boring, like, normal job. So if I'm going through this, I'm like, I can't be alone out here. I'm sure there's other people that are really normal that are in relationships with multiple people or that want that in their life. And I just don't think that there's enough content out there. So that's why I'm trying to give it to you. So that's all for today. I wanted this to be kind of short and sweet. I wanted to let you know what's coming. Um, as I'm in it, I want to be recording it so that you guys are feeling the same energy that I'm in, that yummy new relationship, but also that fuck, this is hard energy. And she just got here. So I'm going to tell you guys bye so I can go spend the night with her and Scott. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Open Bedroom Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, go ahead and give us a like and click subscribe below and stay up to date on all the new episodes that we release. If you have a topic that you'd really like more information on, leave us a comment below and we'll see what we can do. Feel free to share this podcast with all of your friends and especially your partners. This is a great way to open up some amazing conversations. We'll see you next week.